welcome to Gainesville, Florida, and the swamp, where, as they like to say here, only the Gators come out alive. This place is cranked up and ready for a big game today. And a rivalry like this is what makes college football great. Yeah, the tradition and the history, but right here, right now, there's great intensity. This is why these guys came to these schools to play in games like this. We'll see a team that's had a chance to rest from a bye week. LSU Tigers taking on the 13th ranked team. And wow, listen to this crowd noise. This stadium is vibrating. That's why this is such a tough place for visitors to play. First down, looking to throw the football. The sophomore able to get home with the sack.
Well, good job here getting into the backfield and coming up with this sack here by the defensive line from the Florida Gators. And Chris, you think about Florida, you think about defensive linemen, you think about an incredible history and legacy that they've had over the years. Start with Javon Curse, the freak, what he was able to do, and Kevin Carter, all the sacks he came up with. Dante Fowler, such speed off the edge. Even Derek Harvey, boy, he had an incredible year in '06 when the Gators won the national championship, and we're still seeing them dominate the line of scrimmage today.
Underway, and this home crowd is fired up and ready to make a difference today. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Can't hold on. Good defensive play, brings up a fourth down. And here comes the punter onto the field. And they'll kick it away here. The kick mishandled. The ball is loose.
Kick catch interference. Kicking team.
So contact after the fair catch. First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Caught quickly. Breaks loose at the 40. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down. Gain moves the ball to the 40. It'll be first down. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. He's going for a big play downfield. And this is dropped. Would have been a huge gain, but he could not collect it. Are we going to see a repeat? Remember, last time these teams played, it got ugly.
Chris, that's one of those games you just hate to see in a rivalry game when it gets so one-sided. Hoping today to see this defense play much better.
Defense wraps him up after the catch, but he's just short of a first down.
I think it's important to kind of let your quarterback get into a rhythm early in the game. Sure, he'd love to see the big games, but plays like this allow the quarterback to get settled into the game, find his rhythm, and then he can make the bigger plays later on.
Tackled across midfield at the 48, good enough for a first down.
Man, I love the toughness from this offense here on third down and short. Being able to get behind a big physical offensive line, they get a hat on a hat, get enough of a push, and the back is able to get behind there and find just enough real estate to pick up the first down.
They make the tackle, but that pass creates a solid gain. Pass complete. It's second down now. They're going to run it here. He'll be taken down, but he does have...
Carries the ball.
Yardage.
He's tackled at the 36.
A running play gives the offense a fresh set of downs. First down, looking to throw the ball. That's reeled in. It's Brooks. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion.
Well, that time they're able to work the slot across the field on the drag. Precise route and a good throw.
That completion makes it second and medium. Tight end goes in motion before the snap. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. And he picks up the first down before they get him to the ground.
The defense has got to do a much better job here of adjusting to the pre-snap motion. They just kind of stayed in place, and it gave the receiver plenty of room there to make a nice play.
LSU getting set with a 1st and 10 now. Ball handed off. And he'll run out of bounds after picking up a few yards on the play.
He's walked out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Second down.
So here comes second down now. Every play important down here in the red zone. From the gun, he looks for an open man. He's got it near the end zone. And he's in. Touchdown, LSU.
Oh, just outstanding execution here by this offense. The offensive line gives the quarterback time, and the quarterback's anticipation was on point. Puts that ball right in the money. The receiver, all he had to do was turn and catch the ball for that touchdown.
And that Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. Great possession last time. They punch it into the end zone. Can the defense come up with a stop this time? From the pocket, delivers over the middle. Tackle's made, but not before he makes the 43-yard line. This drive is going now.
Chris, that's a great example of his arm strength. He just fired the ball in there much quicker than the defense could even react.
And the quarterback finds an open target on the crossing route. They stop the receiver, but that's a solid gain on that play. Here's the second down play. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. And the sophomore able to bring him down quickly. Well, Kirk, you played in plenty of rivalry games. How do they feel different from the others?
Well, Chris, rivalry games, and depending on who the coach is, this is a game you think about all year. You know, you're working out in the weight room. You're doing drills and summer two-a-days. Everything is focused on getting to this game and playing your very best.
They're going to go for it here on 4th and inches. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. That moves the football inside the 40, and it's another first down.
Gain of 10. That's a first down.
This LSU offense is moving quickly down the field. And at first down, they go right back to him. The gain is 2 yards, so it's 2nd and 8. And the back now goes in motion. They look to throw it here on second down. Defense breaks it up. Nice play. Incomplete.
Well, this is textbook defensive back play right here. He's in phase with the wide receiver. And the thing that I love, and a lot of defensive backs don't have the ability to do, he gets his head turned around, eyes on the quarterback to know when the ball's coming to allow him to knock it away.
Fourth down and 2 coming up to try to keep the drive going. Offense looking to throw the ball. But it's incomplete. The defense. This line getting set up. It's a first down play. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. Breaking free at the 35. Forced out of bounds after a big gain. This offense set up with a first down.
Boy, a huge play by this offense. A good throw, a nice accurate throw. But I think it's the run after the catch that really impresses me. And early in this game, you got to think they're going to continue to go back to him until this defense shows that they can slow him down.
He's brought down at the 6. The offense will have first and goal right there. First down here. Time for one more play before the clock stops for the 2-minute warning. That's the 2-minute warning. Let's see if this offense can do something before the break to cut into this big lead. A chance to get right back into this football game. It's first down and goal. Couldn't quite get in, but they're knocking on the door at the 1. They'll crank up the tempo here on second down. The time is running out. They'll try to run this one in. And he runs it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. Sam Bam Cunningham, Bo Jackson. That's a play that legendary running backs have made.
And let's not forget Herschel Walker. Yeah, it's right. You're thinking of old school running backs. It's very rare to see backs go up and over at the goal line. It's refreshing. Nice to see.
And here comes that LSU offense back onto the field. If they want to cut into this lead before halftime, they have to work quickly now. Solid gain, moves the ball to the 43.
Chris, the defense dials up the blitz. They're unable to get into the backfield, giving the running back enough room. I'll tell you, the linebacker makes a great play just to come up with a tackle here.
What's the play call here on second down for this offense? And looking for a big play here. Catch made inside the 10. Touchdown, Tigers. This offense really clicking.
Boy, great job here of finding him again. That's his second touchdown reception of this football game.
Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. On first and 10, they'll look to throw it. Oh, the pass is picked off. Look out, he's got some space. Touchdown, Florida. And the defense joins the party with a pick 6. For the takeaway and the touchdown, that is just a dream play for any defender.
Well, let's start with the interception. I just love the fact that he got his eyes turned around, found the football, and then has the athletic ability to be able to secure it. Then he goes back to high school running back days and shows what he can do with the ball in his hands and takes it all the way back for a touchdown. Beautiful thing.
First down play call. How aggressive will it be? They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, and he doesn't hang on. Looks like it was deflected before it got to him. It'll bring up second down.
Well, this is just an outstanding job by this defender being in phase against this receiver and being able to tip that ball away. He actually tips it up into the air. The offense catches a break, but that ball's not intercepted.
Moves the ball up to the 30. So ball at the 30. This is a manageable third down play for the offense. Quarterback looking to connect with the receiver here. He's hit as he throws it. Oh, downfield catch made on the left side. They've got him at the 48, but that's a first down.
Well, it's third down. The defense knows he's going to get the ball. You still can't stop the quarterback finding this receiver to be able to pick up another first down for this offense.
Tackle is made. That's a short gain, well short of the marker. Second down play coming up. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Looks to the left. Pass caught. In a big game before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs. This LSU offense is moving quickly down the field. And looking to throw now on first down. And the receivers got it. Good enough for first down yardage.
This guy's been such a big factor in this game. Already a couple touchdowns. Now they need the first down. They dial him up again, and he delivers.
LSU getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in third down. What is an offense doing on third down? But I think what's also important is how well you defend first down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that first down.
And the crowd coming to life here trying to help this defense down in the red zone. Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down. Receiver makes the catch. And they stop him just short, but the defense really backed up now. It's 1st and goal.
Oh, I love it. Keep the kicker on the sideline. This offense knows when you're in the red zone, you got to come away with 6. Great play to keep this drive moving.
The offense knocking on the door here with a 1st and goal. On the ground, trying to punch it in for the score. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
Well, this defense is being challenged. They're close to their own goal line, but how about this play? All 11 guys coming together. They stood firm. The result is a short loss for the offense. Nice job.
Tackled way behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose 7 yards.
What a great job there by the defense, reading that play, pursuing to the football. Nice loss of yardage there on 2nd and goal. Now it's 3rd and goal for the offense.
The offense has been moving backwards here. Now a long way to go on 3rd and goal. And the quarterback dropping back. And they hit him just as he releases the ball. It's incomplete. And the coach chooses to go for a field goal attempt here. He knocks this one right through. And we're all tied up now. Offense coming to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before we reach the end of the quarter. He'll take a deep shot. That deep shot is caught for a big gain. They're not going to get him. He's in. Touchdown, LSU. That's another passing strike for his quarterback. He is having himself a tremendous ballgame.
Boy, this guy just can't miss. Every single time he throws, it seems like he's coming up with another touchdown. The receivers are running good routes. He has enough time to throw. And, man, this poor defense, they might want to think about changing up coverage because right now it is not working.
And that Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. Last time out, a one-play touchdown drive through the air. And he's looking to make a big play downfield. It's a huge gain. He's got it inside the 30. All the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals.
Man, this defensive coordinator better adjust to this receiver. All they did was get him the ball in space, and you can see what he can do after the catch. One defender will not slow this receiver down today. You better bracket him or use double coverage.
Here's the first play of the drive now from the 20-yard line. They'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Second down play coming up for this offense. They'll go with the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. That's the 2-minute warning as the clock stops. Give both coaches a chance to strategize here before the time runs out. So from the 28-yard line, it's a third and manageable here. Oh, it's snapped to the back. Moves the ball out across the 30, and that's good for a first down.
Well, sometimes it's just a backyard brawl, right? I mean, it's third down and short. You trust your back and the line to be able to pick up the first down, and he literally pushes with everything he has, throwing a haymaker there at the finish of that play to pick up the first down.
Offense getting set up. Here's second down. And he drops back in the gun. Catch made on the right side. He's brought down quickly. A short gain gets them a few yards closer to the marker.
Man, give the defense a lot of credit. You're taking away the elite receiver. That primary target forces the quarterback to find a second or third option. He gets positive yards, but anytime you can take away the big play late in the game, it's going to help you be able to secure victory.
Game, fourth quarter. They're going to go for it on this fourth down. Takes the snap and takes off on the run. They stop him at the 47, but that's enough for a first down.
Man, when your quarterback can run the football like this, it puts so much pressure on the defense. The defense coordinator spent all week preparing his unit to be able to stop this offense. But when this quarterback's able to pull it down and pick up yards like that, it's an extra headache for the defense to have to deal with.
Brad really getting into it here in the final minute. Handoff here from the shotgun. The sophomore with a... Solid gain on the running play. 3rd down now. Can he make it to the marker? Breaking free at the 35. Tackle made at the 26. Good enough for a 1st down. Timeout taken by the offense now. 23 seconds on the clock.
LSU.
LSU getting set with a 1st and 10 now. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun.
Chris, textbook job by the defense surrounding the runner and preventing that play from being bounced to the outside.
And a timeout taken by the offense with 19 seconds remaining. Fans of the defense got to be frustrated. The offense cannot be stopped here. Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. Makes a quick grab. It's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks. More than enough for a 1st down.
The defense is so caught up in this guy running the football on this drive, they forgot to defend him coming out of the backfield. Nice positive play here.
And here comes the noise. This crowd is trying to inspire this defense to make a big red zone stop. Quarterback finds a target on the right. It's complete. He's brought down after a short gain that's not going to be 1st down yardage. And a late timeout taken, just 4 seconds on the clock. So it looks like they'll bring the field goal unit onto the field. And a late timeout taken, just 4 seconds on the clock. So they'll settle for a field goal attempt here. And he knocks it right through the uprights. And they've reclaimed the lead with that.
That makes the score LSU 41, Florida 38.
Well, you love to see a game, Kirk, come down to the final possession. It was who's going to have the football last, and they were able to make plays and come out with a win.
Yeah, not only the final minutes, but the final drive. And that entire unit looked calm, cool, and collected. It was well called by their offensive coordinator, and this defense just couldn't stop them when they needed to.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.